What's going on, guys? It's Robster, it's Galoob, and we got a special co-host today. One of our childhood friends, Mr. Brandon B. Buffalo Bills. Nobody circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills co-hosting today. We got a little winners and losers for you guys.
If you want to know, later this week, everyone's going to be a big winner because in some shape or form, we're going to break a table in honor of the Bills Mafia.
Can't wait.
In honor of that, why don't you give me your winner?
All right, so guys, my winner this week would be the Bills Mafia.
Go figure.
Nothing like going homer when you're doing good.
It's the first playoff win in 25 years. So, I mean, we did make the playoffs last year. Of course, Deshaun Watson broke my heart. But, hey, we finally got it past us. Now we have the Baltimore Ravens next.
95?
Yep.
Jim Kelly was the quarterback? Still? Yeah.
Yep, I believe so.
Let me just say, I love the fact that you and your family have held on to the fandom for that long without a playoff win. I feel like we're like family because I haven't won a playoff game in 19 years. You're 25 years.
Sorry for being good. I can't get any props from the Lobster.
There's no Buffalo Bills bandwagon fans. You guys are real.
Hey, I got to give it to my dad. So, like, my dad grew up listening to the Bills, right? Mm-hmm. He's from Orchard Park, so right down the road. And, I mean, he's always followed them. It was kind of like, so they didn't really have college teams to follow up there, right? That was their college team.
They were huge Buffalo, what are they? What's the blue and black team? You know what I'm talking about? That's where Khalil Mack went to school, right?
Yeah.
I guess back then. They were probably not very good.
College football is just not big in the North.
It's not, because, I'm from the North, too. We weren't college football fans. I mean, we watched it. It just wasn't our thing.
Yeah. So, I mean, tailgating up in Buffalo is just another level. Like it's unbelievable. But yeah, my dad. I mean, we watched the Bills every weekend. I mean, no matter what, growing up, we would go to bars just to go watch the Bills. So,
right.
I mean, it's just something we've always done growing up every weekend during football season.
I told him last week if I wasn't a Raiders fan and a part of that fan base, your fan base is the one that I would pick next.
Oh, absolutely.
Because y'all's culture is amazing.
I've heard that from multiple people. Like, if I had to pick a team, if I don't have a team in the NFL right now, if I had to pick a franchise, I'd pick the Bills.
I mean, if I'm going to go to a tailgate, I want to go to a party tailgate.
Oh, yeah.
And it seems like that is the essential non-college football party tailgate.
I feel like you've kind of had to come up to, which I'm a huge Cubs fan. I'm from up near Chicago. Mm-hmm. Growing up, of course, everyone knows the Cubs are big losers. Hadn't won a championship in X amount of time. So for the longest time, obviously in 2016, everything was right in the world and we were fine. But for the longest time, it was just Cubs suck. You suck. Why do you even like the Cubs? Because I love them. I don't get off my jock. What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
So I feel like your fandoms kind of run that same route, obviously football-wise.
Oh, absolutely. And following the different, all the quarterbacks we've had. Rob Johnson, Flutie.
I love Flutie.
Oh, Flutie was
the man.
When they pulled Flutie and put Rob Johnson in, oh my gosh, I'll never forget Wade Phillips, man. Me and my dad talk about that to this day. I remember looking at my dad's like, what just happened? But yeah, Flutie gave us some life. But Lossman, JP Lossman, we had some rough
My favorite's
ones.
the Peterman.
Oh God, 5 interceptions, man. What a bad day.
I think he has the worst touchdown interception ratio in history.
Yeah, it was bad.
I think all three of us can agree that Bills Mafia is a huge winner this week. So, I'm looking forward to watching the rest of the playoffs for you.
God, I hope so.
I think you have a solid 10, 12, 15-year run of consistent playoff appearances ahead of you. And barring a major Josh Allen injury, please don't happen. I see you run into AFC divisional round at least 10 consecutive years.
Take me for a walk down Lobster Lane. Who is the Lobster's winner?
My winner this week, young rookie quarterbacks, not rookie, on their first year deals. Right?
I hate old guys.
I love the young quarterbacks in the NFL right now. I'm so tired of seeing these old dudes that we've been seeing for 15, 20 years.
Says the guy who wants A-Rod to win a championship.
So this weekend, wild card round, Josh Allen beat Phillip Rivers, first playoff win. Lamar Jackson beat Ryan Tannehill, first playoff win. Baker Mayfield beat Big Ben. First playoff win. Now, these three guys on their rookie contracts, all three got their first playoff win over three quarterbacks that have all been in the league for a decade. New quarterbacks coming up, old quarterbacks getting out. Tired of these old dudes, get out the league.
How much money did all those guys on their rookie contracts that just won a playoff game just make?
Yeah. I think they're all getting their second deal. Josh Allen's going to get an enormous, ridiculous, astronomical sum.
Yeah.
Baker's going to get his second deal. That's an easy one. The only one that's kind of weird is the Lamar deal. We were talking about that earlier.
We'll get to that.
We don't really know what's going to happen when Lamar's second contract comes up, but, I mean, he's MVP, so. But my winner's young quarterbacks beating old quarterbacks for their first playoff win.
You know I'm old school. I like the old guys. So I have to hear this shit.
And it was possibly the last game of Phillip Rivers' career. And next week will possibly be the last game of Drew Brees' career. I'm excited about both because I've seen it enough for the last 15 years.
I'm not going to lie. My big winner is not nearly as exciting as those two things. But the Green Bay Packers, because the Rams stepped up and told Russ Wilson to suck it, the Packers get to play the Rams in the first game of the playoffs for them. Mm-hmm. Could you have asked for anything else if you're Green Bay?
But you gotta, from the Rams' perspective, like, can they stop Green Bay? That defense.
You're right. I've been harping on the Rams' defense, but can you really stop Aaron and Devontae Adams?
You're right.
So I think obviously they're going to put Ramsey on Devontae Adams. It's going to be down to what can the Green Bay's second, third, fourth receivers. What
your
can
MVS
they do?
is your who's the other guy? Alan Lazard.
Yep.
Those guys are going to have to show up and show out
Their
because
tight
Green
end.
Bay's running game is not going to do it for them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
I would see Green Bay's tight end, who got snubbed for a Pro Bowl bid this year, getting a lot of targets in this game.
Is that Turbin?
Turbin. I think that's the name.
I feel like a lot of, if you're playing, just like when you're playing Kansas City, if you're playing Green Bay, you have to outscore them to win.
Yeah.
Because they're going to score.
Yeah.
Okay, Jared Goff, Sean McVay, go outscore Aaron Rodgers. We'll see what happens. I think if they had to pick, this would be their matchup.
I mean, it's perfect for me because I want to see Aaron in the Super Bowl. So for me, this is a winner of the week for me as well.
How about you tell me who is a giant loser?
Giant loser this week. My guy's going to love this one. I'm sure you were pissed. I'm not a Bills fan. I was pissed off. I felt like it was the Tuck rule all over again. So, late in the Colts-Bills wildcard game, there's a play. Phillip Rivers has a chance for a game-winning drive. They're driving down the field. 28 seconds left. Phillip throws a good pass to the receiver, Pascal, for the Colts. He falls down. He gets back up. He makes a football move. Your safety, Jordan Poyer, comes up.
Yep.
Punches the ball out. It's a clear fumble. It should be game over. Bills take a knee, walk off. The refs go to the sideline, go to the stupid little booth, put their headphones on. I'm an idiot. What do I do? What do I do? I've got this theory that the NFL, it's an entertainment business, right? They want to make the game as competitive as possible, as exciting as possible. Bills taking a knee is not exciting. So Roger Goodell gets on the headset. Hey, what do we do? Call it an incomplete pass so that he's down by contact and Phillip Rivers can keep trying and get another try. Well, guess what? The ball never freaking lies.
All I have to say is if that would have caused us to lose the game,
Yeah.
I would have been miserable.
You probably would have broke something in your house. Then your wife screams at you, and then we're all in trouble, and we don't get to see Josh Allen play in the playoffs because the refs are idiots, and they almost blew this game. Robsters, loser of the week. Referees in the Indy-Buffalo game for almost getting a Tuck Rule 2.0.
I'm 100% with you on this specific call. I think for the most part, refs only get yelled at when they do a bad job. I think they do a good job most of the time.
I just see these examples. Maybe it's just me. I'm a conspiracy theory guy. I see these things happen in games all the time where refs do something. Maybe it's like a blowout. It's like a 3-possession game. And there'll be like a phantom call to like try to help the team that's getting smoked get back in the game.
Like when the lights went out in the Super Bowl?
The NFL doesn't want blowouts. They don't want people to turn the channel. They want to keep people watching so that they get more ad revenue, and they try to keep the games close and competitive, and they try to make it be a finish on the last possession of the game. And I feel like this is just a blatant. That's what they did.
Now that we're done with the Lobster's conspiracy theory forum for the day, I like where your head's at. That was a loser call. I'm not going to sit here and talk about the refs, though, because enough players do that every week.
He clearly fumbled the ball.
I actually think, everyone that sees this will absolutely agree. I think the general public would agree.
Because they have, stilled pictures of the guy touching him right when he gets off the ground.
I was going to make a point, however, since we're done yapping at the refs, that we've talked about Jordan Poyer multiple times this year. Mm-hmm. This kid's a stud.
Hey, Poyer and Michael Hyde, they're the best duo safeties in the NFL right now.
And Trey Davis-White's a shutdown corner.
Oh, absolutely.
Which there's only 5 in the NFL anymore, and he's one of them.
Yep.
How do you go from Defensive Player of the Year Stephon Gilmore to another shutdown corner?
And I got to say, though, on that Trey White train, is we traded the number 12 pick that year to get Tre'Davious White, but also gave us the pick to get Josh Allen and Edmonds, our middle linebacker.
That's pretty good.
I guess you got Billy Bean as your GM.
But who did we miss out on that year? Mr. Pat Mahomes.
I was going to say Patty. I didn't know if that was you.
Got picked, that 12th pick. So, very interesting.
I mean,
how much better is Patty than Josh Allen?
Well, I agree. So, are we better with having a lockdown corner who just signed a deal and a potential quarterback that's about to sign a deal?
I think package-wise, you're better off.
Yeah.
Looking at the whole, yeah.
You don't find shutdown corners. No. They just don't exist.
Especially man corner. It's so hard. Those are special players.
Big loser?
Yeah, we can switch. Sorry, I was about to go on. We're just talking about the Bills. We're talking about the Bills. Hit me with your big loser of the week, because I've got a big one to finish off.
My big loser for the week is Russell Wilson. So, 11 of 27, 40% completion percentage, 5 sacks, a QBR of 17 in a playoff game.
That's embarrassing.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. I mean, pretty much he was just running for his life the entire game. And, I mean, isn't this they had a bad loss last year too, right?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Not very dangerous.
There was some times this year where we thought Russell Wilson was a top 2, top 3 MVP candidate, and then he just fell off of a mountain, and then he kind of came back up towards the end, and then to lose in the wild card round to a backup quarterback that started the game for the Rams, and then Goff comes in and does the Nick Foles thing.
I feel like I've said it multiple times. Russell Wilson is the camel, and they're just throwing straws up there. And the straw is going to break the camel eventually. They asked this guy to do too much. Seattle sucks as a team. They are fucking bad.
You heard it here first. Seattle fucking sucks as a team. They are bad.
Russ has had to do too much, and it's finally catching up to the Seahawks.
But Russ has the weapons, though.
There was a play in the game. DK doesn't get the ball. He goes to the sideline, slams his helmet on the ground, and screams at everybody. It was kind of a little AB-ish.
Yeah, but then what about Lockett? I mean, Lockett earlier, being a fantasy guru, right? Lockett had 3 touchdowns one game that, dominated.
I'm all for having the burners, having the superior outside guys. But if your offensive line sucks ass, you suck. Right. You just saw it when Ben was trying to throw the ball all night. And guess what? Their offensive line sucks.
I mean, consensus, I think Chris Carson's a good back as well.
Right? Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Their line is awful. You cannot win with a bad line. I don't know whether it's coaching. I don't know if it's scheme. I don't know.
All right, guys, if you're listening, turn the volume up a little bit, because Galoob's about to go off on the Steel Town guys.
I've already gotten the zone. I'm a little fired up. Let's talk about Pittsburgh.
Hold on. Before you start, what does he say? Corvette, hopping on my gosh.
I don't even want to talk about that, because Juju, you're a loser for saying stupid things when you shouldn't be saying stupid things. You're stupid for dancing on logos. Stop it. Go play football. I already talked about this week, this dancing, this team celebration shit when you're losing. Last night, Chase Claypool catches a touchdown pass with like a minute left, spikes the ball on the ground and starts screaming, "Hey, dumbass, we're still down 2 scores. There's a minute left and we have to try to get 2 onside kicks. Shut the hell up and go sit down. What are you doing?"
So, for our top fans, people that watch the show every week, last week we had a Zoom call. It was me and 2 Pittsburgh Steelers fans. My best friend here and the other guy, Mikey G. And I asked them, "Hey guys, what do you think the % chance is that you will lose to the Cleveland Browns?" And they both said, "Not a effing chance we lose to the Cleveland Browns." And then you have this idiot, Juju Smith-Schuster, who comes out and says, "I don't care about Cleveland. When I play Cleveland, all I see is a bunch of gray faces. They got a couple good players, but for the most part, they're trash." And then Claypool comes out and says, "Cleveland's ass. We don't even got to try when we play against them." Well, guess what? You lost 28-0 in the first quarter. You got embarrassed in prime time. You're the only game on. You're a joke.
I thought this was my rant. I'm glad you jumped in because I can just sit here and scream for 10 minutes. I'm glad you're as animated as you are because that shows me you care. If you care about me and my
wide
well-being,
receiver core wasn't such a joke off the field, I don't think this is as big a story as it is.
You're right about that, but that's fine. All right, you want to do stupid shit and post stupid things on the internet. It happens all the time now. Either way, first play of the game, Marquise Pouncey throws the fucking ball 10 feet over Ben's head. Ben and James Conner look at the ball, try to grab it, rolls in the end zone, touchdown. Then Ben throws a ball straight into somebody's hand. I don't remember who it was. I'm just mad now.
Y'all pissed my guy off so bad he had to turn his cell phone off. He couldn't even watch the game in peace.
I looked down. I set my cell phone down, face down, after probably 3 minutes into the first quarter because I was like, I don't even want to see it. I had it on vibrate. I went to look at it, and then I had 63 messages. I didn't want to look at it. I turned my shit off, worried about it later. I watched the rest of the game, came out in the second half because that's what we do. We don't play football in the first half. Made a little run. Yeah. We're down 2 scores. Ball at midfield, 4th and 1. We punt the ball. Mike Tomlin, what are you doing?
Especially this year when I feel like analytics has taken over the league and
absolutely.
so many more teams are going for it on 4th and 3 or less.
I'm so happy that he's getting roasted for that call. Now, don't misunderstand me. Mike Tomlin is a very good coach. I don't want him fired. That's ridiculous. That was just a dumb decision that happened to be in a game where there was a lot of dumb shit going on.
And now, from a Bills perspective, we're going to have to deal with freaking Lamar Jackson instead of Ben Roethlisberger. I would much rather have the rematch of that offense.
I didn't want to play you in the playoffs. I knew it was going to happen if we won, and I didn't like it. But I would have rather been playing somebody than taking my ass to go sit on the couch.
I think.
Regardless, this week, Pittsburgh, you are giant losers. I still love you. I'm just mad at you. I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
I couldn't even understand the feeling of going 11-0 and just roasting the entire league and this completely just shitting the bed to finish the year and then losing a wild card round game to a team that hasn't won a playoff game in 20 years, who hasn't won a game in Pittsburgh in 18 years, and they play there every single year. It's just...
I don't want to beat the dead horse because this is what I've been doing all day. I'm not going to talk about it anymore. We're done. This is over. We're losers for 1 week. We're going to get back together for next year. That's where we're leaving it. That's all 3 winners. That's all 3 losers.
Hey, like always, guys, let us get that like, share, follow. We appreciate the support.
Thanks, Brandon, for joining us.
Thanks, guys.
See y'all.
Yeah, I'ma drink till I throw up, and you know, my mind is stuck, I'm puffing, you know, I just don't give a fuck, here we go, yeah.